It's Macaulay and the rated R superstar Adam Copeland. That would be him for anyone confused. We are having the inaugural episode of Coffee with Cope. Oh yeah, so cheers, thanks for doing this.
At Deneen Coffee.
We're here at Deneen Coffee right across the street from Scotiabank Arena, which is going to be the host of AEW All Out this weekend. You do know that if this becomes a popular thing, we'll have to do this every year?
Fair enough.
Okay.
Fair enough. Like if you had said every week, it might be a problem.
I'd have to chase it around, get my passport updated. No, an inaugural episode, it's a pilot, so to speak.
All right.
Set the scene for us from this weekend, first and foremost, because AEW's All Out. This is a pretty big deal. The reunion between Adam Copeland and Christian Cage, who've partnered together for years, versus FTR, friends, who are also veteran tag team partners. Set the scene for why this is so important.
There are a few, I didn't realize that Jay and I, Christian and I, have never teamed on pay-per-view in Canada before. So, I know.
That blows everyone's mind.
So, this will be the first time that we've teamed on pay-per-view ever. And so, that aspect, which I had no idea about until I read it somewhere, and I thought, well, that's pretty cool. That's awesome. And then I think more than anything, it's just the fact that we're still here doing it at a level where we feel like we're contributing at this stage of our careers. And to do it against a team who I don't think it's arguable is easily one of the best in the world. And I think one of the best teams of all time. So you factor in, you have these two teams, one that was dominant there, one who's dominant in theirs. How does that work out? And there's not too many instances of matches like that. You can think Rock Hogan, you can think, there's just not many, right? This is one of those. And I think we're still at a stage where we can get in hand with those guys. It's one that I always looked at, man, if that could ever happen. Man, if this match could ever happen, it just didn't look like it ever would. I mean, between us, Chris and I were retired for 16 years, him for 7, me for 9. I mean, your career's done. After 2 years, you go, okay, probably not happening. So for us to both get this thing back, to both be in AEW now, with FTR, to be able to do this match, I mean, so many things have fallen into place for this match to happen. And the fact that it finally is, really, really happy.
It's been well documented, the journey that you and Christian have both gone on, eerily parallel. Retired, but thanks to medical science, back. And, of course, it's not ballet, as they say, and you go fresh back from a broken leg injury.
Yeah.
Is that one of those kind of injuries that, leaves a permanent mark, or are we 100%?
I haven't even thought about it. Like, people go, how's your leg? I'm like, oh, yeah.
Oh, then jump off the steel cage.
I broke it. Right. It's just part of it. But injuries are part of it, and for whatever reason, my brain is able to compartmentalize injuries. When they're done, they're done. They're there, but they're done. Somebody had asked me, actually my wife asked me the first week, she goes, how's your leg? You didn't even look at it. So, good.
That's a good thing. So, big deal, recovering from injury, what we put in our bodies obviously is very important. And I wanted to, on this inaugural episode of Coffee and Go, talk about the coffee order. What do you order to take the edge off?
Hey. I got an Americano with oat.
Sun sign vibes. You're probably a Capricorn, Virgo, or Aquarius. I'm not sure if that's accurate. Wrong. You're a minimalist intellectual. You don't need sugary nonsense. You want clarity, caffeine, and control, especially for upcoming projects.
Okay. Well, I can agree with that. However, minimalist and intelligence in the same term, phrase, I think love us like that.
Okay.
I'm a minimalist intelligently and intelligently minimalist. I didn't even say it. So maybe it's right.
Go back to the beginning, because your start in this wrestling business kind of has this very similar parallel to my start in the wrestling business, and that is touring full time on the East Coast.
Okay.
So Sexton Hardcastle and Christian tagging together many moons ago. I think you were based out of my mom's birthplace, Truro, Nova Scotia.
True. Well, we spent a lot of time in Truro, but we're based in Moncton.
Based in Moncton. So, Atlantic Grand Prix, Emile Dupree's promotion, and you spent a lot of time touring the East Coast. Tell us about
I love the East Coast. Fell in love with the Maritimes. Have now spent a lot of time out there, but between working for Emile out there, which was 7 days a week and 2 on Sundays, like that old, work twice on Sundays we did, and it was great. It was an amazing experience, and we drove everywhere, got to see the Maritimes. Then I went back and filmed Haven there as well. So I was back out there for 5 more years, and I really I feel like Toronto's home, Asheville's home. I also feel like Nova Scotia is very near. I love it out there. Yeah, I always threaten to get a place out there. So.
Okay. You've got the best pizza in the world, et cetera, et cetera. It's a bygone era talking about touring that much. I broke in, and I was the last generation of 6 nights a week, not quite 7, but full time. And that's just not something. We were talking earlier about how a lot of the guys today, it's only TV.
Yeah.
There is no house show business like it used to be. That's a blessing and a curse.
It is, and I don't know which takes the lead, honestly. In terms of sustainability, in terms of emotional health, in terms of physical health, the schedule now is, without a doubt, better. It's better for the human being. That is most important. In terms of getting good at your craft, now the young talent is doing it on national television. Well, what television? With no net, with they're learning on the job.
Sink or swim, I guess.
Sink or swim, But I also understand that it's not quite as fair necessarily. There's different challenges with every era. This era is the spotlight that you're put under and pulled apart under when you're doing something that we, back from our era, had 200 days a year, non-televised, to work things out, to get better, to get reps, to feel an audience, to understand the ride you can take them on, listening to an audience. All of that is what, house shows were for. That being said, it's far better in terms of everyday life. So pick your poison, I guess. But I do think the schedule now is much, much healthier for the person that's still grinding away.
So for our Simcoe Cannula series in the Barrie area in South Georgia Bay, it is true that you and Christian spent considerable time in Wasaga Beach?
Yes. I lived a summer in Wasaga, and I still say Wasaga. But
Day one, they break that into you. It's like the mayor took me aside. You work for the radio station. It's not Wasaga, it's Wasaga because of the not of Wasaga. Right?
Wow, okay.
Boom, beaten in the head.
All right. Or the band Saga.
So yeah, I lived up there for a summer. Jay ended up coming over pretty much every day. Worked at a bikini shop right on the beach, and so it was a fun summer. And that was the summer then going into college, and went to Hamburg, and so we spent a lot of time up through there at Collingwood, all through there. But honestly, the whole area really just feels like home because it was kind of all over the place.
I always say that the travel from Wasaga Beach to Blue Mountain through Collingwood is like going from Daytona, Florida to Banff, Alberta with a stop in a New England town in between.
Yeah, especially in winter. But yeah, we just spent a lot of time out there. Good memories, great summer memories. School had let out, okay, we got to go up to Wasaga for the weekend. And I'll see videos back on Instagram. My buddy sent me a clip, and it's just all these dudes with their eye rocks and their brutal hair, and listen to like Stevie B.
They tore all that down now, unfortunately. Kind of a polarizing project to rebuild Wasaga. But we need to see what that looks like at the end.
Yeah.
All these years later, with a legendary career already down on paper, with more chapters to add. I'd be remiss if I didn't ask about another, they call him the greatest of all time. He's wrapping it up in the company, John Cena. Your body went with him.
Yeah.
If it's not the quintessential John Cena feud, it's got to be up there. he paid homage to you on a recent TV show. I was wondering if that tickled you or was like a cute little moment you had a heads up about it.
No.
To me, I'm obviously biased, but Edge and Cena is the feud. Everybody else can say Randy or CM Punk. It ain't. So throwing that out there. What I feel like John and I did, were able to do is we met at the right time in both our careers when we both knew each other, and we both understood that. And I think by understanding that, he had a heel who would be a heel, and I had a baby face who was the Hulk Hogan of our generation. Great, I'll play off that one day. So there's always been a special connection because of that. I think anytime you work together off and on for like 5 or 6 years, and it always came back to us. It just always come back to us.
Those are the best stories and the best views.
Yeah, and I did. We just had a chemistry. We were polar opposites character-wise, but in terms of personality-wise, we're very alike in that we're both going to bust our ass to put the best out there. So, yeah, I always get a kick when John would do stuff like that. Yeah.
I'm sure in
Fun to see.
an alternative universe, there's probably inkling is like, because you're still going, I wish I was there to do that one last match that some of the other guys were getting.
No, we had the chance. I was still there, and it didn't feel like it was going to work out. And I also think there's a part of it where you remember it really fondly.
Right.
And you get us in there now, it will be different. It would be a lot more storytelling. It would be a different way of presenting us, which may throw people off, and I don't know. It did what it did, and people still talk about it, so it accomplished its mission. But who knows, if you see another one, would it leave the best taste? I don't know. I'd like to think that John and I would make sure it did. But yeah, I'll be watching from a distance and hoping it gets great.
Him hitting the spear, doing your mannerisms was a neat tribute. I wanted to talk about the spear last year because you're one of the OG originators of that move. That is completely different than the gore. Rhino's gore, completely different move. The spear kind of gets compared to the super kick in today's wrestling. Yeah. Everyone's doing it. So I wanted your thoughts on like prevalence of it, and as one of the OG guys, is that like, hey, I started that, or is it like, okay, come on guys, everyone's doing it?
I'm okay.
Yeah.
It's cool. Whatever. I think Goldberg did it first, and yeah, I mean, it struck a chord with people, and with me, it was more of an accidental thing. Just needed something to move through to the next thing in a matter of Gangrel, and did it, and it got a reaction. So for me, wait, that got a reaction. All right, keep that in the repertoire. And then it just became more of a thing. And then I thought, okay, well, what can I do differently than like a Goldberg or a Rhino or those guys? And I can just do them from different places. So I don't think you're going to see Goldberg do it off the 15-foot line, or Rhino, or not too many people. So that's how I look at it. It's like, okay, I can take it, make it mine by doing it off ridiculous places, or jumping off a keeper's back, or how, whatever I can hook up. Like even the other night in Forbidden Door, we'd never done the pop-up spear. That was the first time we ever even tried it. I just thought, let's give this a shot. And it worked, but I don't put a lot of thought into who does what, or getting that.
Well, I know Stone Cold gets asked, like, the move's as good as the person taking it, and he gets asked who's taking the stunner the best. So, yeah, flipping the script and asking you, does anyone come to mind as being on the receiving end of the spear that stands out to you as being like, he took it well?
Jeff. If we're just from the ladder spear alone, but he always took it pretty great. Ziggler was always a guy who took it awesome. And those are the ones that come to mind that I think of when people like turn inside out. But those are the first two that I think of.
So putting a Professor Copeland hat on, okay, on a scale of 0 to Jeff Hardy, This is a spear. I want your grade on. It is female Ontario sensation Casey Spinelli hitting my alter ego, Asher Benjamin, with a spear in Angus, Ontario. So this is Casey Spinelli after a flare slam off the top, lining it up.
Yep. Oh, she dove. That was good. She jumped into it like Reigns does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then on the receiving end, 0 to Jeff Hardy. That's
Okay. I wasn't even watching. There we go. Oh, you snapped the head. You got the Andre singlet on. I'll give that's a good solid 7.
7. All right. Good to know. Thank you, Spinelli, for getting me a 7.
8.
All right.
For the Andre symbol, yeah.
My hipster manager character is kind of new age Bobby Heenan.
Okay.
I do the hybrid. That's what I saw him manage a lot.
Gotcha.
Get roped into it. Cody Dean does the
Okay.
Hulk Hogan to my Bobby Heenan.
Okay. All right.
Your kids, how old are they?
11 and 9.
So I also have an 11-year-old.
Okay. Boy or girl?
Girl. Okay. Are they showing, I want to be that when I grow up? Or is it the flip script where it's, you're not cool anymore? Or are you on TV every week still the cool dad?
Yeah, well, I mean, they could care less. You know, I'm dad. You know, to the friends and to the boys at school, I'm cool. You know, which might make me uncool to them.
Makes sense.
See how that works? But yeah, they think it's really cool that I'm a person dad.
Yeah. My 11-year-old grew up in the business and was like, it was cool. She got to get into the ring. Loved coming to shows. You suck, Dad.
Yeah.
But has hit the age of, do I have to go to the wrestling?
So where they are with it, they'll go. But my youngest is interested in writing. My oldest is interested in acting. They appreciate the performance aspect, but then I think they also see, you know, the end result of some of the matches and see me get up in the morning and they see me, you know, struggle sometimes with getting home from a flight and Dad's kind of walking a little slower. So I think because they see that and they're told that, hey, they aren't as enamored with it as a microphone, but they still have that in them. And you know, I keep saying it's like, Ruby, you write the movie, weird. You star in it. Hell, Ruby directed too.
And if you need a stunt man,
I'm your guy. Although by that point, I'd be in my 70s. Sorry.
The marvels of modern medicine. That's why we've got this amazing match happening this weekend at AEW All Out right across the street at Scotiabank Arena. The rated R superstar Adam Copeland and Christian Cage teaming up again for the first time in years to take on FTR. I guess there's only one thing left to do, and then so that we can get that header image for the article that this video is going to be, if you indulge me in a 5-second pause.
Yes. Okay.
Coffee with Copeland.
Ready?
Coming to streaming near you. Cheers. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Thanks, man.